According to popular demand, I placed a poll on Instagram and Facebook asking if I should do a pattern or a tutorial for blazer or a jeans. And you guys said blazer, majority, blazer one. So let's do the tutorial on it once and for all. Hi, I'm Emmy and welcome to my channel.
Wake up, fuck up, I'm already running late. Cause it's 33 minutes, but only 3 miles away.
So first step, we'll be working on the front of our pattern. These are the patterns that you're going to be using. Please note that the material you're going to need for this pattern is written on the pattern already. It says fabric, so you should know where to cut the pattern on. Good side to good side, you can start stitching our patterns. I'm stitching by hand, but if you do have a sewing machine, go ahead and use it. I'm using a back stitch for this. Once stitched, you can iron your pattern flat and then run a stitch right on top of the fold to keep it down. But as usual, I'm going to use an embroidery stitch. It's called a stem stitch, so I'll be using that to hold it down. And if you're not new to my channel, you already know I always stitch by hand, and it's one of my favorite things to do. Really satisfying. Can't say it's neat though, but this is just an experiment to show you how to attach your fabric or the patterns so you know what you're doing. Once stitched, go ahead and sew or cut, any loose fabric that might be hanging around. And now we can work on the back of our blazer. Remove the pins. And then stitch the same way we did for the first or the front of our blazer. Repeat the same thing for the sleeves. For the cuffs, I'm just going to unpin it and then fold it into half, like so, and then attach it good side to the sleeves. And then for the pocket, we are going to take the line on the pattern as a guide, folding it accordion style. Once folded, use an iron to mark the crease. The heat will actually keep it folded before removing the pattern. Or if you're feeling risky and you do not have an iron like me, you could just use pins to secure it. Folding the top of your pattern, you might want to hem this. I take a loose fabric big enough for the pattern, most especially the pocket in this case, and then sew around it if you do not want to hem the top. When you're done, go ahead and trim off the excess. Remove the pins and then turn it inside out. Now, if you did notice, I did not sew all the way around. I just sewed a right angle to the part where I'd be stitching against the blazer, and the other side is the top of the blazer. Hemming the top down, and then attaching the other side to the blazer with just enough space for your finger to go in. And then the other part with not stitched down, I just put a pin to hold it still. Assembling the pieces, we can go ahead and start attaching them, good side to good side, and run your stitch. Once all the pieces have been laid, I'm going to leave my cuffs as is, to lay my cuffs flat, because I want it to look like our cuffs are being folded in, so it looks like you wrapped it. Now we can go ahead and assemble the other half and stitch to combine it, laying them good side to good side, and then run a stitch. Now it's time to attend to the collar. It's just a split pattern, and we're going to be sewing this good side to good side. Just gonna flip it for a second and then stitch around it. Once successfully stitched all around, we can go ahead and flip it inside out, pushing out the corners. Iron flat and then stitch down. Once the color is done, we can assemble the lining, which is the inner part of the blazer, the same way we did for the outer part of the blazer. Then we can start planning how to lay them against each other for the final stitching. The next thing I want you to do is fold in on the sides so it lays completely flat like that, and then just sew going down and repeat for the other side. Now before we repeat the same thing we did for the lining to the front of the blazer, we are going to have to attach the collar to the blazer like this. To find the center, we're going to fold the collar into half and then cut a notch. Lining it up with the center seam of the back, laying it good side to good side, and then pin. Once pinned, go ahead and sew along the collar, securing it with more pins so it doesn't move as much. Now that the collar is firmly stitched on, we can repeat the same technique we used on the lining. Now before I go ahead and stitch the sleeves, I'm going to fold it like this and then sew a loose stitch before sewing the sleeve, just for convenience sake. I feel like I'm going to have to use this like that. Once you've successfully attached everything, both for the front and the inside of your jacket, we can go ahead pushing it in and aligning it, including the sleeve. Make sure you push the sleeves all the way through. Turn this, bringing the good side out. Flipping it to the good side, and then I want you to flip this as well to the wrong side. Once the sides have been flipped, you can now start the most difficult part as far as I am concerned, shoving the sleeves, especially the sleeves, shoving them inside each other Once you've tucked the sleeves into the lining, we can go ahead and sew. For now, just leave the color, but just sew all the way around, sealing it. I'm stitching by hand, by the way, just to remind you. Once both sleeves have been loosed, we can turn it inside. Turn this one inside too, but this time pushing it inside the sleeve. There we go. So that's done. Let's focus on the second sleeve. Use the object, like smoothing out your jacket. You probably should have done this before handling the sleeves. Just wanted to see if it would work or not. Okay. And now we can start dealing with this sleeve. Okay guys, I think I figured out how to line up the pet for that sling or perfect cuff. It's a little thick, but we'll be okay. For this cuff, we are going to fold it outward. I'm sorry, my lining is slowly starting to fray. This is why I hate linings, but we have to be professional here. Fold it outwards. I'm gonna put a pen inside just to help me. Like that. Please be very careful. I am sacrificing my sanity so that you guys can learn this, because this was a lot of try and error. That explains all the fraying that's been going on. I'm gonna take the scissors and try to save my sanity, because all this fraying is just driving me crazy. Now that it's down, I'm going to take my needle and thread, tie the ends, and then hem or just stitch this part down so it doesn't bother me once I pull the fabric up. There we go. Oh, there's right there too. Okay, we're good. Let's not destroy my project. Next, we're going to pull fabric up and then push the folded seam inside. And then pull till everything goes in. Careful so you don't push it completely inside. I think I'm going to take this in from the inside, like that, but still pulling. Just till it flushes. I think this is how far it's gonna flush for now. Please use a pen that's not working, or at least something that's like a paintbrush. A paintbrush would be good. There we go. Flush. Now I'm not going to take the pen out because I want some guidance so I don't sew it closed. But if you can sew without something blocking it, this is just easy for me because this is a very tiny craft and I do not want to ruin it. Go ahead, picking the black as well. This is supposed to be on the inside. Sorry, I just remembered that. If you can sew an invisible stitch, go ahead. I'm just making tiny stitches that aren't visible, or too visible, better yet. Trying my best to make it as close as possible, but the pen is actually distracting me from doing this to the best of my abilities. Make sure you pick the black lining as well as your fabric to keep them together. Sorry, my camera is shaking again. Just loose that big stitch because you don't want it anymore. Cut and loose threads. And there you go. You have a space for your doll hand. Quick advice, be careful when actually fitting your doll's hand in here. You already know how it works. But yes, you've successfully lined up your cuffs, and my white is really dirty. Go ahead and iron it down, and then hem all around so it can lay completely flat. Now that we're done with the sleeves, I kind of pinned it so you can see exactly how our blazer is going to look. The pockets are functional. The back is me when you iron it. Please don't mind this sleeve because I was struggling to explain how you're going to attach it. It kind of crumpled. Forgive me for that. But let's focus on the collar. Finally, now the collar is the easiest step out of everything. Just fold the raw edges like so, keeping the collar stitches inside, and then just lap it over each other like that. Sandwich it in. Feel free to use pins to hold it down. Like so. And just stitch going all the way across to seal it, or as you'd say, sandwich it completely. Once your your collar has been sandwiched in, you're all set. You can go ahead and add buttons to your blazer. You can just sew a button here and then fix a hook. I'm just showing you how to assemble it. It's up to you and how you want to decorate it. So you can try it on your doll, fold them in the collars. And yeah, your blazer is complete. Not much to it, although it was difficult. This is my first time attempting this pattern, and I'm super happy that it turned out despite the whole embarrassment. Please do not mind my stitches. This is just for demonstration. I do not have a machine. I already told you that. So I sewed by hand. But you can sew by machine. It would be much neater than this. You're welcome. Because of the extra lining inside, you might want to give a bigger seam allowance more than I did, simply because you're going to have problems trying to fit your doll's fingers straight in because it becomes thicker once you add your lining. So I just removed my doll's wrist. If you scream or cringe at the thought of removing your doll's wrist, then you should just make a bigger seam allowance. Trying it on our doll, it's a really good fit. I just didn't wear her any inners. Forgive that, it's not for your eyes. But yeah, it's a really good fit. Going on the back. to press it straight. The pockets work. The color is just nice. So long you can hem this. It's so straight. But this is the pattern for the blazer. You can go ahead and customize however you want. If you want to like flex it up a little bit, but this is my pattern for a blazer. I love the fact that the inside of the blazer is actually lined to make it look neat and much more professional, even though my stitching is not. But you gotta bear me. I keep apologizing for the stitches. I am not professional. I just make random ideas, form them into patterns, and just work with it. Like seriously, I had to create my own pattern using my existing blazer. Don't worry, my blazer is fine. I'm talking too much. Yeah, I should stop. I'll be leaving the pattern down below for free for the next 30 minutes. I am putting my patterns down for sale because, yeah, I really worked hard for this and I can't just give it away for free. Sorry. But yeah, I'll be putting all my patterns in sale, so don't be discouraged. I actually have good news as well. I will be leaving the pattern for free as a giveaway to the first set of viewers that pops up for 30 minutes. It's going to be free for exactly 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we're taking it down and putting it on sale. So, you want it, rush down to it because after 30 minutes, it's gone. No longer a freebie. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to ding that notification bell so you'll be out to see what next I'm out to create. And I'll see you next time. Bye. You've got exactly 30 minutes.